Hello, everyone, and welcome to our virtual college fair for all Virginia students. We're so excited to have you all here this afternoon. We have 6 wonderful institutions here to share a little bit more about what each of them do. Just to give you a heads up on the format, 6 institutions, each will have 6 minutes to present. And we want your questions throughout the session. So just to make sure you know how to ask questions, you'll see this Q&A icon down at the bottom of your screen. If you open that up, you have the option to send your questions in, and we definitely want you to take advantage of that throughout the session. So feel free to do that as early in the session as you like. Don't feel like you need to save your questions till the end. Your camera and microphone are off, and they will remain off throughout the whole session. So really that Q&A is that best way to interact with our college representatives. I do want to add a quick reminder that there are additional sessions in the coming days that you can check out, and you can view all of those and sign up for others at www.strivescan.com/Virginia, and that at that very same URL within the next few days, you'll be able to view a recording of this session. So with that, we'll go ahead and head on over to our first institution, which is the University of Pittsburgh.
Hello, everybody. Just give me 1 second to pull up my thing here. Okay, starting my timer. Thank you all for coming to see everybody here. I'm really excited to tell you about Pitt. My name is Jane, and I am an enrollment services manager and a Pitt alum. So I'm very excited to tell you more about Pitt as part of our unscripted visits initiative sort of thing while we're doing virtual visits here. What I've done is laid out the top 5 things that I think make Pitt unique and notable that I think everybody should know when they're considering schools. So the first one being reputation and rankings. Pitt is this year rated the #1 public university in the Northeast United States by the Wall Street Journal and Times Higher Education. By US News and World Report, we're number 19 of public colleges in the country and number 47 of best global universities as well. We're also among the top 10 universities who are working to solve the pandemic through our vaccine research. You can see on the screen there a picture of Jonas Salk, the inventor of the polio vaccine. That is part of Pitt's legacy as well as a bunch of other rankings that just go to demonstrate the values that Pitt has and the commitment they have to the student experience, as well as just know that whatever it is that you're looking for, Pitt likely has it in a very high quality as well. The second thing is the city of Pittsburgh. Pitt is an urban campus. It is in the city of Pittsburgh, which is considered to be a most livable city. The Economist ranked us as the #3 most livable city in the country this year. We're just like a percentage behind Atlanta. And then the one in front of that is Honolulu, Hawaii, which like barely counts. Being in the city provides a whole lot of awesome opportunities, career development opportunities, and just activities to do, shows to see, restaurants to try. And the university makes the city accessible by allowing you fare-free public transportation throughout the city, as well as a whole bunch of other benefits to access those different opportunities. Number 3 is research is available as early as year 1 at the University of Pittsburgh. We have an entire office dedicated to undergraduate research, and they house a program that is specifically for first-year students experienced in research. Research is available in all subjects across campus, and Pitt is a notable research institution, so those opportunities are plentiful. Number 4, guaranteed internships in your field. Being in the city, we do have access to pretty much every field available, and that allows us to offer that guarantee to every single Pitt student, regardless of their professional interest. All you have to do is work with our Career Center, which is a wonderful resource on campus for students, and they will guarantee you an internship placement in your field of interest. Number 5, guaranteed admissions programs. These are actually related to graduate level programs. So if you're thinking about graduate school, these are something to consider. They're basically on your application. There's a question that says, would you like to be reviewed for a guaranteed admissions program? And you would put down the one that you're interested in. Let's say, for example, law school. If we review you for that based on your freshman application, you would get a letter in the mail saying, congratulations, you have a seat saved for you in our law school for when you're completed with your undergraduate degree. The nice thing about this is twofold. The first one being that assuming that you have the prerequisite courses and the minimum GPA, and essentially that you're eligible to start the program, that extra element of competition that comes with applying to graduate level programs is no longer a factor because you have a seat saved for you. The second really nice thing about that is that they're non-binding. So if after 4 years you graduate, you think, I don't really want to go to law school anymore, I found something else that I'm more interested in, that is totally fine. You do not have to use it, but it's there in your back pocket if you want it. And it's just another thing that makes Pitt a little bit more unique in that application process. With those 5 things in mind, there's totally more about Pitt that I could definitely tell you about. I love talking about Pitt, so if you have questions, please let me know, and I'd be more than happy to talk to you about them. But if you're interested in applying based on what I've told you about, here's the basic breakdown of our application process. Obviously, the application itself is needed. We're on the Common App, the Coalition app, and our own application. Use whichever one is most convenient for you. We really don't see a difference. The academic record, you can self-report or have your high school send to us. The acceptable test scores, I'll take a moment to explain these. They're referring to the SAT or ACT scores. Right now we have 5 entry-level programs that you can come in through. 4 of them are now test optional. So if with the current circumstances you weren't able to take a test, or you're unhappy with your test scores or anything like that, you are able to apply to our arts and sciences school, our business school, our engineering school, our computing and information school test optionally. The 5th of those schools is our School of Nursing. Unfortunately, that school is still requiring test scores for their application process. And if you have any questions about that, please let me know. The last thing on this list is our short answer essay questions. Technically, they're going to be optional. I really, really encourage that you do them. They're very helpful in our review process. They're very helpful in reviews for things like scholarships, honors college, those graduate school guarantees I told you about. So definitely take some time and put a little bit of effort into them. They're short answers. They don't need to be very long, only about 300 words a piece. And we only ask that you answer 2 of those 4 questions. You can answer more if you want to, but just 2 is the minimum that we ask for, just to add a little bit more context to your application. The last thing I'll say is take note of that email address at the top of the screen. If you have any questions after this presentation, please, please, please reach out to us. We're definitely happy to talk and help you through the application process and whatever else it is that you need. And that's all I've got for you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Jane, for sharing a little bit more about Pitt. From here, we'll head on over to our next institution, which is Bridgewater.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark Griffin. I'm in the admissions office at Bridgewater College in Bridgewater, Virginia, and I am super glad to be on here today to share you some information about our school. Bridgewater is a small liberal arts college located in the beautiful Shenandoah Valley, Virginia. If you're familiar with our state, we're located right off of Interstate 81, about 2 miles and just south of the city of Harrisonburg, Virginia. Darren. This is not changing. This one's not changing. Okay. All right. Sorry for the glitch there. Our student body is currently enrolled of 1,612 students. You'll see that we break down of 1,567 undergrads as well as 45 graduate programs. Our gender breakdown is 45% men, 55% women. 31% of our students are minorities. And residency, about 75% of our students come from Virginia. You'll also see that we cover quite a few of the United States as well as foreign countries, and our student athletes comprise about 30% of our student body. Our academics are divided into 4 divisions: communication studies, fine arts and literature, as well as humanities and social studies, natural sciences, and professional studies. You will see on our screen here that we have 31 majors as well as 15 minors. And our most popular programs that we offer include business administration. This includes everything from sales, management, marketing, banking, finance, accounting. The biology program will include those students who want to go to med school, as well as doing any kind of research, environmental science. Health exercise science program on our campus is geared for a lot of our students who want to go into physical therapy, occupational therapy, sports medicine, psychology. A lot of those students are going on to grad school, and liberal studies is kind of geared into our elementary education program. In the state of Virginia, there's not an elementary education major, so our students are required to pick a certain field, and liberal studies will work for our students going into elementary teaching. And you'll see our 4 graduate programs that are right there. We don't have a separate graduate school. Our programs are designed, they're taught by the same faculty members who teach the undergrad programs. So it's kind of integrated into our undergrad program. The newest toy on our campus is the John Kenney 4 Learning Commons. This was formerly our library. The shell of our building was about 50 years old, and it had been renovated several years, but nothing to the extent of what we put into it recently. This is a $13.2 million project, and thus it serves a little more purpose than just being a library now. It has turned into a learning commons, which has, as you can see there, we house of our career services as well as our tutoring and peer coaching programs in there. It has a great room on the 2nd floor that you can see there, the glass, which has a beautiful view looking over campus, an art gallery, and probably one of the most important popular things in there is Smitty's Cafe, which includes Starbucks drinks. Your campus experience. Now, I tell students all the time, since I've been in this business now for 32 years, that if you're going to go to a small school, you got to make sure it's a place that's kind of alive outside of the classroom. And I think Bridgewater does a good job of that as any school in this part of the country. Here are lots of activities you can get involved in. We talked earlier about 30% of our students being involved in a varsity sport. You'll see the list of the programs right there. The clubs and organizations, that's going to range from things like music to clubs that might be related to your major, that could be related to religious activities. We have an ambassador club here on campus. We have a group that puts on major productions. And being a small school, we allow our students to get involved in whatever they would like to do. Okay, it doesn't matter what their major is. Okay, how do we pay for it? Bridgewater College boasts one of the best financial aid programs, scholarship programs out there on the market. You'll see our merit-based awards are $21,000 to $30,000 a year based on your grades. And if you test scores, the higher you are on either one of those things, the more money you're going to get. 99% of our students are receiving some kind of financial aid. And you'll see that over 75% of our students receive more than $30,000 a year. So we can definitely make it affordable for any student that wants to apply and go through our process of applying for financial aid. Admissions, okay. I encourage you to take a look at our website. If you're interested in applying for admissions, there's 2 ways you can do that. You can use the Bridgewater app or the Common App. If you're going to apply to multiple schools, I would encourage you to use the Common App. This year, we are also going test optional due to COVID. So if you want to apply and submit your test scores, you can do that. If you want to apply without doing that, you don't need to. Rolling admissions means that we're activating our students all throughout the year. The early action deadline is November 15th. That just means if all your credentials are in here, as far as your admissions application, your transcript, and your financial aid application, we'll get a decision and a package to you by the 1st of December. That is early action, not early decision. So you'll see right there how do you submit your credentials, your transcript, your test AC scores. You can do that by self-reporting, or you can also have your school send it to us too. Okay. And I would like to thanks again for coming on and take a look at us. And if we can help, please let us know.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mark, for sharing a little bit more about Bridgewater. From here, we'll head on over to St. Andrews.
Good afternoon. My name is Denise Bradbury. I'm a regional representative with St. Andrews University, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to the Night Nation. So on this slide here, you'll see in the 4 corners of the pillars of our institution, our global community and rich traditions and experience date back to 1896. So we've been around for a little while. We're located in Laurinburg, North Carolina. Laurinburg is a small town, charming southern place to hang out, offers you lots of opportunities to get involved both on and off campus. But if you like the lights of the big city, Charlotte's only 2 hours away, Raleigh is an hour and a half. And then we have some sun and fun on the beaches less than 2 hours away in Wilmington, North Carolina, and Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. or head for the foothills of the mountains there and enjoy some whitewater rafting or snowboarding and skiing. You can do it all right there from Laurinburg, North Carolina. So we are a 200+ acre lake-centered campus with a 300-acre equestrian center there. On one side of our lake is our student activities centers and our dorm rooms. On the other side is the academic center, so you can enjoy a peaceful walk across the causeway on your way to your classes in the morning. The dorm rooms at St. Andrews are set up suite style. This allows you to get to know your classmates and get involved in the campus and enjoy the activities. We do have the 200-acre farm out there with the horses on it. This is a big part of our community here at St. Andrews. So whether you are an experienced rider or you're just a novice or have never been around horses, you'll enjoy some time out on the farm. We have diversity on our campus. It's something that we're not only very proud of, but we cherish. There are 35 states and 26 different countries represented. So you're going to get an international experience at St. Andrews, whether it's in the classroom or on the field or the court, or even in the clubs that you're involved in. And this is going to allow you to develop some international relationships and friendships that will last a lifetime. We also have small classes, 14:1 student faculty ratio. So you're going to get to know your professors, get to ask questions in class, get to experience people in different environments here. It'll also give you a chance in our collaborative learning environment to develop some leadership skills and organizational skills that will serve you very well when you get out into your career field. We have 22 majors and 22 minors available to you, everything from our biology and science curriculums to education that is K through 12. We have some visual and performing arts programs, some sports management, psychology, and performance degrees, some new medical programs, nursing and occupational therapy assisting, just to mention a few of them along the way. One of the experiences that our students tell us they value the most is our one-on-one academic and career advisement. And this is because someone takes time to get to know you, get to know your goals, get to know your dreams, and to help you accomplish those things in a real, active, sort of involved way. We're also going to give you opportunities to start developing your resume, your portfolios, your interviewing skills, attending career workshops, getting internships and externships. All of our students do those things. So we have 27 varsity sports programs in AIA. There's several new ones this year. Doesn't really matter whether you're a member of a team on the field or the court, or whether you're just an avid supporter on the sidelines. Our sports programs give you an opportunity to have that sports experience while you're in college. Some of our new sports, esports program, as well as women's wrestling and women's beach volleyball have just been added. All of our sports scholarships. So go to our website at sa.edu, click on the athletic tab, and touch base with some of our coaches who are always looking for talented athletes of character to join their rosters. We also have 3 equestrian collegiate teams. This is our equestrian program is over 50 years old. We have dressage, we have hunter seat, and we have Western. And our horses, again, are a big part of our community. Recently, they took some time out of their busy schedules to do a public service announcement and show us all how to wear our mask correctly so that everybody at St. Andrews stays happy and healthy. We have 20+ student clubs and organizations. This allows you to get involved on campus, to be actively participating in your education and developing those ever important relationships from college. So whether you're looking for some international flair or just students who think like you do, there's an opportunity there for you. We also, those clubs go out and help our students develop their professional persona by taking them to symposiums and to educational opportunities so they can get some experience under their belt while they're still in college. Over 90% of our students do receive financial aid. We gave out over $10 million in scholarships just last year. And for a small school, that's pretty impressive. So you can go to our website, or you can just take a screenshot today And once you take that screenshot, all you have to do is point your cell phone camera at one of these QR codes. You can schedule in-person visits on campus right now, as well as virtual visits. You can also check out our scholarships and apply absolutely free through this app. So I appreciate you guys letting me show you about the Night Nation today. We welcome you, and we hope that you'll come and visit us soon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Denise, for sharing a little bit more about St. Andrews. Before we head on over to our next institution, I do want to make another quick plug for that Q&A. And so if you have any questions about any of the institutions you've already heard from or any of the ones you're about to hear from, don't forget that you can send your questions on into our college representatives through that Q&A. So from here, we'll head on over to Waynesburg University.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kristen. I'm an admissions counselor here at Waynesburg, and I'm very happy to be here to share a little bit about us with all of you. So just to get started with an overview, Waynesburg is a small private Christian liberal arts university. We were founded all the way back in 1849, so we've been around for quite some time, and our mission here is to educate students to make connections between their faith, learning, and serving. These are three big pillars of who we are, and I'll talk about them as we work our way through. So faith on campus is a big part of who we are, but it is an optional piece for students. So you're not required to be, any sort of religion or faith group to come to Waynesburg. But we have a lot of opportunities for students who do want to grow in that area. So our campus ministry center is lovingly known as the Hub, and it is literally right in the middle of campus in our student center. And it's a living room-like atmosphere. Our chaplain on campus often brings free coffee, Chinese food, donuts, things like that. He loves it. So that's a nice place to stop through if you want to grab something to eat or have a cool conversation. Fellowship of Christian Athletes is another thing that we offer. FCA is mostly geared towards athletes, but you don't have to be an athlete to attend, or you don't have to be playing a varsity sport at Waynesburg to go to these meetings. Maybe you played in high school and you want to have those conversations with like-minded folks. It's a great thing to get involved in. Our weekly chapel service is at 11 o'clock in the morning on Tuesdays. And like I said, these are optional, so students are not required to attend. We are live streaming them right now, which I think is very cool. So if you wanted to check it out, you certainly could do that from our website. But these services are typically about 35 minutes. They keep it pretty short, which I always appreciated as a student. I am an alumni here as well. And they always kept me very engaged, being a little bit on the shorter side. So that's just my personal take on it. Upper Room was personally my favorite thing about Waynesburg. It is an all student-led worship service, and this is on Sunday evenings at 8 o'clock. It is such a sweet time to just see some friends you may not see throughout the week and get yourself prepped for another week of college, which can be crazy and exciting all in a day. But yes, that is an option for you as well. We do not do a Sunday morning service at Waynesburg. We actually encourage students to get plugged into a local church. We've got lots of them, all different kinds of denominations, depending on what you might be looking for. And that gives students a little bit of a community outside of our university. So moving on to learning, we've got 70 plus majors and minor concentrations, integrated programs, things like that for students to choose from. We are on the smaller side of schools, about 1,400 students in total, and our student to faculty ratio, as you see, is 13:1 here. Average class size, you're going to be looking at 16 to 25. We are a 100% hands-on learning school. We value that approach, and that is something that we strive for in every department and every major. So you will get a lot of one-on-one time and a lot of hands-on opportunities to further your learning. So I wanted to include a list of our majors just to give you an idea to see if something might pop out for you. But our top 5 here at Waynesburg are nursing, education, criminal justice, forensic science, and business. Nursing is our top major, and we have a 100% passing rate on our NCLEX exam, and we've had that for about 8 years now. So it's a very well-established program. When you make it through, you're going to pass your test, which is great because you need that. In terms of athletics, we are in the NCAA Division III conference. We are located in southwestern Pennsylvania. I did not mention that before. That context definitely helps. So we are about an hour south of Pittsburgh and about 25 minutes north of Morgantown, West Virginia, which is where WVU is located. So we're kind of nestled in there right by the border. But we are D3. We have a lot of options for both the men and the women to play out of varsity level. Now, we do have some intramural sports as well for students to get involved in, which are just games, no practices or anything like that. And it allows some students who maybe don't want to play at a varsity level to get that opportunity to play the sport that they love. In terms of scholarships, we award each incoming student an achievement award. These are our 5 tiers here listed for you. They range from $6,000 to $16,000. Now, since this is for the Virginia tour, you'll note at the bottom of this slide that out-of-state students do receive an additional $3,000 each year as an out-of-state scholarship. So really, you're looking at between $9,000 and $19,000 just by adding 3 onto each of these amounts. We do calculate these using your cumulative GPA and your test score. Now, obviously for this year, we did have to make some adjustments. COVID has messed up a lot of testing for students. So if you do not have a test score, that is okay. We still can process your application. Without that, we would just use your cumulative GPA to place you in one of these categories. There is opportunity to move up before you would start your freshman year if you get to test or anything like that. We do have some competitive scholarships that you can look at our website for, since I'm quickly running out of time, but these are nice options for you. And then our tuition fees, room and board is also listed on our website as well. But thanks so much for joining us, and let me know if you have any questions later on. You can reach me here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kristen, for sharing some more about Waynesburg University. Next, we'll head on over to UVA Wise.
Hello, everyone. My name is Presley Taylor. I'm an admissions counselor at UVA Wise. I'm just going to go ahead and jump in and start just talking about some general information. So UVA Wise was founded in 1954. Kind of how it came about was we partnered with UVA to try to bring higher education to our region because at that time there was no higher education opportunities. We are still to this day the only division of UVA. We are a 4-year public liberal arts college, and we are actually nationally ranked for our students having some of the lowest debt in the nation. A lot of them graduate with little to no debt at all. When it comes to like our size, we have around 2,000 students here on campus, a student faculty ratio of 13:1. So you get a lot of one-on-one attention from the professors, and also you have more access to technology and resources that other places might be more competitive to get access to. So this is where we're located in Virginia. So we're in like deep southwestern Virginia. We're about 30 minutes from Kentucky, an hour from Tennessee. When you compare us to other Virginia cities, we're about 3 hours from Roanoke, 5 to Richmond, 7 to 9 to Nova, and about 6 to 8 hours to Virginia Beach, just kind of depending on where you live in those places. Now just kind of moving on to academics. These are a list of the different major programs we have. The list on the right is our pre-professional program, so those can be paired with majors from different departments. I would say some of our most popular programs are biology, pre-med, the natural sciences, nursing, and then our education program is really awesome as well. We have 24 different teaching licensures that you can leave here with. Another thing we're really proud of is our undergraduate research opportunities. They're all majors and departments, so no matter what you're studying, you have the opportunity to get that hands-on experience and do some research that could, for some of our students, have actually led to employment after graduation. Something else that we're really proud of is our Army ROTC program. This allows a lot of students to come here completely free and get paid while coming here. And then after graduation, going on into the Army as an officer. So a lot of students would like to do that after graduation. So one program we have is called Innovate to Elevate. What it is our students, faculty, and staff all get an iPad, Apple Pencil, and a keyboard for completely free. Along with the iPad and keyboard, you get programs that come along with it, like Microsoft Office, Notability. So kind of the purpose behind this is making sure that all of our students had the technology and resources they needed to be successful in their classes. So basically, you won't have to go out and buy a brand new computer. You have this to kind of count on, and you'll have this at least. It also saves our students a lot of money on books. You can buy e-textbooks instead of buying a physical copy. Usually it's a lot cheaper that way. And also something really cool is that our professors use it a lot in class to do a lot of hands-on learning, like modules and stuff like that. So it makes learning a lot more fun, in my opinion. So our athletics program, these are just a list of the different athletics we have. We are NCAA Division II. We have 13 different sports we compete in, whether you participate in these or just come to the games. They're always a lot of fun. They're completely free for our students. And if you're interested in playing any of these, just let me know and I can get you the contact information for that. Now a little bit about student life, student activities on campus. We do have 50+ clubs and organizations here, spanning anywhere from social, academic, service clubs, basically anything you're interested in. We more than likely do have it. And if not, due to our size, it is really easy to get one started here. We also have Greek life. We have fraternities and sororities, and we do recruitment in the fall and the spring. So for first-year freshmen, they can join their first semester here in Greek life. We also have intramural sports. We have different one-day events, and we have tournaments like team competitions. So one of our one-day events was a cornhole tournament, and we actually went on to the national championship, and we are the national cornhole champions. When it comes to our tournaments, we have stuff like flag football, basketball, volleyball, different stuff, and you can make teams with your friends and compete in those as well. Another program we have here is called Outdoor Recreation. We plan trips for our students to go on either outside of the region or kind of close by. They've gone skydiving, ATV riding, to professional sporting events, amusement parks, and those trips can be anywhere from completely free to like $20 to $50, just kind of depending on what it is. Now a little bit about financial aid. We have lots of different merit and need-based scholarships. We offer work study opportunities, and so lots of different ways for you to get your college paid for. Like I mentioned before, a lot of our graduates come here paying little money, if any at all. Well, we have something called the Within Reach program. So if your family makes $40,000 or less a year and you are a Virginia resident, you do come tuition and fees free. You don't have to worry about that. So if you live on campus, all you would have to worry about is housing. And that's just one of the many scholarship opportunities we have. So a little bit about admissions. You can apply now. Our early admission one deadline is December 1st. So kind of the perks of that is we can kind of get first dibs and a lot of stuff like housing, orientation, and all that. What you'll need is to send us your official high school transcript, the $25 application fee, and then within the application, there's a personal essay. We are SAT and ACT optional for fall of 2021. So yeah, my name is Presley Taylor. That's my contact information right now. We are currently accepting visitors on campus, so feel free to schedule one of those on our website. It's uvawise.edu/visit. Feel free to contact me. The ROTC contact is right there on the right. Mark Sanford, so if that's something you're interested in, you can contact him as well. If you have any questions about specific major programs or anything like that, like I said, please feel free to reach out to me. And thank you for your time. I hope to see you on campus soon.
Great, thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about UVA Wise. From here, we'll head on over to our final institution of the session, which is William and Mary.
Great. All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are super excited to have you, and I'm excited to round out our brief presentations here. So my name is Kate Perry. I'm one of the Associate Deans of Admission here at William & Mary, and I also spent my undergrad and...
Hey, Kate,
oh, yes.
Not to interrupt, but we're looking at your presenter view, just so you know.
Oh, sorry. Let me switch screens. Hold on. In 1 second. All right. Does that look better?
Looks great.
All right, great. Okay, so jumping right back in here. Sorry about that. So like I said, I am one of the staff members here and then also a graduate from both my undergrad and postgraduate years at William & Mary. So hopefully I can give you a pretty authentic student perspective of the William & Mary experience as well. So this first page right here, you're going to see our lovely Wren building. We are quite old. We're the second oldest college in the nation, chartered in 1693 by King William and Queen Mary of Orange. Harvard beat us by just a little bit with their charter, but we'll forgive them, I suppose. But the most important thing about this slide right here is that you'll see our website listed there. So it's a super helpful resource, as I know our time is quick today. So make sure you jot that down. It's just wm.edu. You'll be able to find all the fabulous information. All right, so a little bit about William & Mary. So like I said before, we are the second oldest institution of higher learning in the nation. We have the first law school, so a lot of history and tradition here at William & Mary as well. And you'll hear about a lot of our firsts while you're here on campus with us, but our history and tradition definitely are a big part of our culture here for sure. In terms of location, we're located in Williamsburg, Virginia, so about halfway between Richmond and Virginia Beach, about an hour each way, which is really nice, and anywhere from about 2.5 to 3.5 hours, or maybe closer to 12.5 hours to Washington, D.C., if you're looking at the map down there. So in terms of population size, we've got a little over 6,000 undergrad and a little over 2,000 graduate students. So we're medium, small, depending on your perspective. And we have students coming from all over the nation and really all over the world here at William & Mary, and are definitely known for our very strong collaborative university. So a little bit about the student population here. It's a very active and engaged student body, to say the least. Of those 6,000 undergrad, they engage in a lot of different activities on campus. So we have nearly 500 student clubs and organizations, which is pretty crazy for an institution our size. That's equivalent to how some institutions that are like 3 times that size have that number of student clubs and organizations. And that's going to include everything from the more traditional clubs and organizations to some more unique things that are offered on campus too. So if there's an activity or organization that you'd like to continue from high school, likely we already have it. But if it's something that you'd like to start new, that's something that you can do at William & Mary as well. And Tribe Pride is alive and well. We have a little over 400 student varsity athletes in 16 Division I NCAA sports teams. Also have 45 club sports and hundreds of different intramural sports. So a way to stay physically active while you're on campus in one way or another. And you can see a little bit of a breakdown of who makes up our campus community. Inclusion, access, and diversity are big components of the William & Mary experience. And we want you to have that experience in more ways than one. So not only in an ethnic and racial identity and merging, but also in your academic identity and hopefully your extracurricular engagement as well. So a little bit about our academics. So we have a very campus-focused community that's focused on a rigorous academic profile and curriculum. We have what we call the CALL courses, which is kind of our core curriculum or core requirements, which are 8 courses that you'll take throughout your 4 years here at William & Mary. And they're meant to stretch you a little bit and get you out of your comfort zone. That's definitely a key feature of the William & Mary experience, as we are one of the birthplaces of liberal arts and sciences. So that's a big key focus of the William & Mary experience. We have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio with an average class size about 25 to 35 students. So definitely on the smaller side. And only 3% of our classes have over 100 students. And when I say over 100, I mean like 150, not 487. So even those tend to be on the smaller side. And for the most part, those are going to be an intro class. So as you increase in years, your classes are going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. But really 2 big features that I want you to remember about William & Mary. One is the access and opportunity for study abroad. So we actually have the highest national average of any public institution for students studying abroad. And there's a ton of different places you can go, a ton of different programs, everything that ranges from a 2-week service program to a full 2-year program with the University of St. Andrews in Scotland. So lots and lots of different options for study abroad. And another big component is research. So as an undergraduate institution, about 80% of our student body participates in some form of mentored research, and 20% is actually published. So they're doing a lot of great work with their research as well. But a big component for sure, as that's all at our undergraduate level, and you can get started as early as your freshman year in whatever academic area or field that you're interested in. And then finally, some admission facts and figures. So we do have a variety of different application options through both the Common App and the Coalition App. Don't have a preference, so whichever one works better for you is totally fine for us. But you can see some of our stats, facts, and figures here on this slide right now. But one thing I want to highlight, so we are test optional, as you've heard from all of these institutions here today, so I'm super excited to hear that. But we're going to be test optional for the next 3 years. So if we have any juniors who have jumped on, or perhaps any sophomores, we'll be test optional for your class and cohorts as well. And we're fully test optional through the whole admission process. So no early testing that needs to be added on for any merit-based aid or any particular programs. We're test optional through and through for the application process. And then the final thing I wanted to note before we jump off here are a few different application options. So we have 3 in particular for incoming freshmen. The first 2 are early decision, which is important to remember. That's binding. That's a happy binding. That means you get in. Fabulous. We will see you in the fall. So the application deadlines are listed up there for November 1st and January 1st, and you'll find out about a month after you send in your application. And then for regular decision, pretty consistent with other institutions, is also January 1st, and you'll find out by the end of March your decision and still have some time to decide if you'd like to attend William & Mary from there. And then final note of both merit and need-based aid, all merit-based aid, there's no additional application to apply for any merit-based aid. We review every single applicant for that. And then need-based aid, as long as you're filling out the FAFSA and the CSS profile, will meet 100% of demonstrated need for all in-state students. So thanks so much for running up to our time here, and I'll go ahead and stop share my screen.
Great. Thank you so much, Kate, for sharing a little bit more about William and Mary. So I think that actually will be about what we have time for in this session. So a big thank you to all of you for joining us. We hope that you found this virtual college exploration helpful. And also a huge thank you to our college representatives for joining this session and sharing a little bit more about each of their institutions as well. I do want to let you all know that you will see a quick 4-question survey appear on your screen as soon as this session ends. If you don't mind taking just a moment to fill that out for us, it's super helpful for us to get some feedback as we continue to plan sessions like these in the future. A reminder that there are additional sessions as a part of this virtual college fair, and you can check those out and sign up for them at www.strivescan.com/Virginia. And at that very same URL, you'll be able to find a recording of this session within the next few days. So definitely, if you need to circle back to any of this information or any of our college representatives' contact information, that recording could be a great way to do so. But thank you once again to our college representatives. Thank you once again to all of you for joining. And perhaps most importantly, I hope that everyone has a great day. See you.